Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to you? Okay, so let's wait for some time for others to join. Okay, I think we can start, right? I'm going to share the screen. Just wait a bit. Can you see the screen? Is the screen visible? Is the screen okay? Now visible. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about these vertical drains, and today we are going to see about the types and construction of vertical drains. Little bit we have discussed. So about sand drains, I think this much was done. They have been widely used for 15. This part I guess it is completed in yesterday's class. So there are three methods of construction of sand drain, that is high pressure water jetting, displacement of natural ground, and wash boring. Okay. So in the displacement method, let us see what is done. In the displacement method, a closed mandrel consisting of a steel tube closed at the lower end by a loose cap is fitted. The mandrel is driven by percussion or vibration, or sometimes jetted into the place. When the pipe has reached the desired depth, sand and water are introduced at the top and the pipe is withdrawn. Due to the force of the pipe, the soil is displaced upward and sideways by shear and compression, creating a severe soil disturbance. The disturbance causes high initial pore pressure, low permeability around the hole, and decrease in shear strength. However, this is a simple, inexpensive method which is very popular. So this is about the installation of sand drains with the help of displacement method. Okay, so a mandrel is inserted. The mandrel is in the form of steel tube. Mandrel is nothing but it is a form of tube. Okay, and here in this case it is made of steel, and with the help of this mandrel, that is the steel tube, the tube is inserted inside the ground. Okay, and then the tube is hollow. Okay, and then in that tube the sand are poured along with water so that it gets settled, and then the steel tube is withdrawn from the place, allowing the sand tube or the sand drain to stay in the place. Okay, that is what it is said. You can see in this diagram. Just see here, this is the ground portion, and above this, these dotted lines are shown. You see, these dotted lines are shown. Means sand blanket is laid here. Sand drainage blanket, it's written. See properly, you can see, though the diagram is not much clear. This is the sand blanket layer is laid here in the top portion, and above this sand blanket preload or surcharge fill is given. This trapezoidal shape you're seeing, this one, it is the preload applied, the load applied on the top of the soil. If we put some more extra load, this portion is the extra load, and so it is called as surcharge. These things already I have told you. And these vertical lines you are seeing, these vertical lines, these are the weak drains or sand drains, we can say. Sand drain is also called as weak drain, WICK. Okay, these are the vertical drains that are inserted, and now what happens, the water, the pore water below, it moves in some what direction, in this way or also in this way direction. You can see here it is shown. So what will happen, it will strike these drains, and then it some amount of water will rise above, and these are the sand blankets, so it is also porous. So because of this load applied, and also because of these vertical drains that are put, the water are bound or forced to get squeezed out from the layer of the soil. So these arrow marks are shown here. You can see these are showing the pore water that are moving through the sand drains. Okay, nothing much. This much only is about sand drain. And there are various methods of installation. That is what, so one we have studied, displacement method. Next is wash boring method. Okay, so in wash boring method, the hole is advanced by circulating water into the hole at a rate of 1 to 2 liter per second. The soil slurry from the hole are allowed to settle, and from which clean water is siphoned back into the circuit. This method causes less soil disturbance, and it can be performed with simple subsurface investigation equipment. This method is slower and more expensive than the previous two methods. Okay, this method is expensive since wash boring method is used here, so we need to give extra discharge or water to the hole at this rate from 1 to 2 liter per second. Okay, still it has provided to be quite useful in small projects. Okay, in table 4.5 it is not shown here, nothing much is there, just the disturbance effect after the installation of the sand drains. I will provide you in the table in WhatsApp notes. Okay, then the sand drains for filling the holes should not contain fines and be uniformly graded. So you know that proper performance for any kind of work, the soil should be uniformly graded, of course, so that it does not give any objection to the flow of water. Okay, and if the soil is not uniformly graded, then some kind of objections may be provided to the flow of water. So the sand should not be coarse also to over facilitate the migration of water particles from the soil into the drains. For this reason, particles larger than 4 mm should not be used. Okay. However, before using necessary tests, the gravel sand mixture is compatible with the surrounding soil. The voids in sand created by filling the hole should be sufficiently pervious to allow the unobstructed flow of water from the soil into the drains and from the lower part of the drains to the top. So I guess it is clear, nothing much is there to explain. So for wash boring system, we need to use uniformly graded soil. That is what. Next, we move to prefabricated drains. So prefabricated drains at first it was found or made, you can say, by Kintelman. So he was the first to suggest about these prefabricated drains, and the first one he used was the drain made of cardboard. Okay, The cardboard drains are made, and with the help of mandrel, the drain is inserted inside the ground. Some holes were made, some pores were made, not holes we can say, it is smaller than the holes. So pores we can say, pores were made in the cardboard drains and it was inserted inside the ground, and then it is allowed, the poor water is allowed to squeeze out from the soil. Okay. So Gentleman was the first to suggest the use of driven cardboard drains to replace sand drains. Initially, the cardboard drains were 100 millimeter wide and 3 millimeter thick. So this is the mandrel section, the dotted portion. You can see it is the mandrel, and inside this the cardboard drain is put. Okay, and these dots you can see, these are the pores that are made in the drains. Then after inserting this drain inside the ground in vertical direction, the mandrel is withdrawn. Okay, so measurements are given. You can see here. A 100 mm by 3 mm cardboard can function equal to 50 mm diameter of sand drain. This is just the comparison that this much size of cardboard drain is equal to 50 mm dia of sand drain. Okay, so this is the replacement of sand drain. Cardboard drains are easy to install with less disturbance, and specially processed cardboard has long life but cannot sustain large deformation. Of course, since it is a cardboard, it won't be able to sustain large deformation, but these drains are easier to install. So along with time, we generally prefer nowadays prefabricated drains, which are modified version of this cardboard drains. Okay. Nowadays, geomembranes are used generally. Geomembrane fibers are used. Okay. These are also porous. So cardboard drains have been replaced by plastic drains. After the development of cardboard drains, these were replaced by plastic drains, then geo drains. Okay, if you read this, you will understand. Of course, nothing much is there. And along with time, the technologies developed. We all know. Then finally came the geo drains. Okay, and these are the advantages of geo drains. It is low cost, fast installation, ensure drain continuity, clean site, then lightweight installation equipment is required, high permeability, negligible subsoil disturbance, positive drainage. These things are the advantage of these geo drains. Okay. So I'm going to show you the images. It will be more clearer. Is the image visible? Can you see the image? Okay. So this is the soil layer you can see, and this is the layer of the sand blanket is laid. This is the preload applied, the yellow part in trapezoidal shape. The preload is applied, and these are sand drains. Okay, sand drains are inserted, and the blue arrows we see is the pore water that are moving inside in the subsurface part, and because of insertion of these vertical drains, they strike the drain and the water rises up. Since this portion is also porous, because we have laid sand blanket here, the what happens, the water it moves in this direction, or and from some in this direction, and then it gets squeezed out. Similarly for other drains also, this is also one more vertical drains, and here also same thing occurs, same process occurs, the water move up and then it will move through this vertical sand blanket. Okay, I hope it is clear. Then about prefabricated drains, we can see here This is the excavator or the machine, you can say, with the help of which to which the mandrel is attached. This is the bigger portion, this white portion, you can see it is the mandrel. It is shown here with the help of the arrow. This is the mandrel, and inside this mandrel you can see the thinner portion. This is the drain, that is vertical drain, either any kind of drain. It may be either plastic or geo drains or whatever. Generally nowadays we use geo drains. So as a whole, like we can say this prefabricated drains. Okay, the modern one, and the drain, the thing that is the prefabricated drain, it is rolled here, and then this mandrel is put inside the ground. In the second image you see the mandrel is put inside the ground and the drain is inside this mandrel. Okay, it is put up to the required depth, up to how much depth we need to do the consolidation work. Up to that the mandrel is inserted. In the third image we see that the drain is kept. There is a there is a small cap or loose cap like structure which is pulled in the in the ground below. Okay, then the drain is kept and the mandrel is withdrawn. The arrow it is shown, the mandrel is withdrawn and the drain is allowed to stay in the place. And up to certain height, the drain is shown from the surface. You can see the surface and the drain in the surface part, and then it is cut and separated. So in this way, at required depth, depending on the design space, up to how, what spacing the drains to be provided, the process is repeated and various drains are inserted inside the ground. Okay, after insertion you can see this image. After the insertion process is completed, you can see the vertical drains here. See, little bit it is coming outside. So these are the vertical drains, okay, that are inserted inside the ground. The work is completed, the insertion work is completed. Now the vertical drain will do its job. If we need the work to be in faster rate, we can put some surcharge load or the preload above this in this field so that the work is accelerated. Okay, is it clear about vertical drains? From the image, I guess it is clear to all. Please respond yes, no, something. Okay. So these are the some along modern techniques for want of modern manufacturing installation technique. This type of drains, sand drains and all these are used, and the Sandvik drains were first used in India. Okay, so you can mark this line. The sand drains were first used in India by Destiter et al. Okay, some person is there and he has been used successfully in several installations. So these are some research works has been done. Okay, and India was the first to use the sand drains. So these notes, this PDF, I will provide you in WhatsApp. And in the portal, ERP portal, I have uploaded a few videos related to the installation of vertical drains. If you see those videos, it will be more clearer to you how the installation is done and whatever. Okay. So with this, we end the vertical drain part little bit. can see the videos, and I suggest everyone please go through the videos because these things are very much practical. Okay, and unless and until we know the practical things, these things stays in confused state. So go through the videos, then you go through the notes, the images, and it will be clearer to you. So any doubt till this much, you can ask. There is nothing much to explain. You need to clear your practical ideas, and for that, you go through the videos again and again and see about the videos. No doubt? Is it clear to all? Okay, fine. Then I think we can end our class here. Thank you, everyone. If you have any doubts, still you can ask in the next classes.